I had a great conversation over the phone with Jim Rolph. Jim Rolph is probably one of the first people to wind pickups for electric instruments. He started winding pickups around 1959, and he's still making pickups to this day, and he is the best. Very few people have been making pickups for this long, and Jim is a wealth of knowledge, and he agreed for me to show you guys snippets of this conversation, which is filled with information, anecdotes, stories, people he's worked with, you name it. So I hope you have your coffee ready and enjoy it. You once told me about a YouTube video of yourself playing with somebody else. You were playing a Telecaster?
Scotty Anderson.
Yes.
Scotty Anderson. I played together for 20 years.
Yeah.
And if you go to Scotty Anderson Part 2,
yeah,
that's me playing the black Telecaster.
Yes.
I made it, and the blue Stratocaster. Made the pickups, the whole guitars.
Yeah, exactly. And there was somebody on that video asking, because they didn't know who the black Telecaster player was, and I left a comment there saying that it was you,
Yes,
so
you.
Now people know
great.
it's you.
Well, Scott and I played together for years, and Scotty's a killer player, really.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ted Green made that video. He did that. Ted would come up and talk to me, and I worked for a company out of Texas called All Parts.
Yes, All Parts.
Yeah, so they would send me, I would play for them all around. Wherever they went, I was their demonstrator, and I'd play guitar and demonstrate their stuff. So I got to meet everybody from Gary Rossington, you name it. All these people, I got to know them.
Wow, that's awesome, Jim.
I don't know if it's awesome, but I've done it,
Oh, yeah.
I was just telling the guy about Brad Paisley. Brad called me and said he wanted to meet me. So my wife and I, we spent the day with him. We went over where he was and spent the day with him and his dad, Doug, and all the gang, the band.
Yeah.
And God love him. I told him I was a hillbilly from Kentucky. And Brad said, I'm a hillbilly from West Virginia. And I said, we'll get along just fine. Two hillbillies.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, so that's a cool thing. Hell, I've tried to play stuff like Finish What You Started by Van Halen. Tried to play all these crazy songs.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Van Halen lover. But hell, if they wrote it on a napkin, I'd try it.
I can't play any Van Halen, man. I can't.
I met Eddie. Met Eddie and his wife, Valerie, when he was married to Valerie.
Oh, wow.
Floyd Rose came over and asked me to go to work. He wanted me to go to work with Dennis Berardi in Neptune, New Jersey at Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was making all kinds of crazy things, and he liked what I was doing, and he showed me things that other people has never seen. Floyd had put a Floyd Rose on a Les Paul.
Oh, yeah, something like the guitar Alex Lifeson plays, right?
I guess that Floyd had a Les Paul standard with a Floyd Rose on it, and he was showing me stuff about the Floyd Rose, and instead of having big springs like a Strat on a Strat tremolo, it had springs that looked like, a lot of them looked like the size of an ink pen, real little. But he showed me that, and he had the nut cut out there, which weakens the neck on the Les Paul.
Uh-huh.
But I knew, I'd seen Bruce Bolen. You know who Bruce Bolen is? He used to be a big wheel with Gibson, and then he went to work for Fender. But I would watch Bruce. Him and I'm trying to think of the boy's name. He went to Guild to play, and people like his pickups from the 80s. Damn, I can't think of the boy's name. And I got their names on disclosure agreements because they wanted to buy pickups from me, Gibson and Henry, and they wanted to buy pickups. But I'd watch him grab that guitar neck. He'd hold the body of a Les Paul, Frederico, where the poker chip is. He'd hold it tight there and then push the neck in to make the strings floppy loose.
Wow.
And I thought he'd break the neck off of two of them, or the headstocks at least.
Yeah.
He didn't. And then Bruce went to work for Fender. He left Gibson and went to work for Fender.
I got in touch with
Of course,
Tom, some time ago, because I bought a set of your PAFs in the used market. I found a set that somebody was selling, so I bought them immediately, and they came with covers. And I remember what you used to tell me about the covers, and
they're made in China.
Yeah, but this set, I think I can't tell when it was made by you, but I think it has a few years, and
okay, maybe the Dead Men Club out of Japan. They weren't bad.
This one, I did some research and I started to get in touch with some people, and Tom Holmes said these covers look like his old covers, but that he couldn't confirm with pictures. And then, Wolf Tone?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, so Wolf Tone used to sell, a few years ago, some covers called DMC or something like that.
Yeah, that was a Dead Mint Club, DMC, Dead Mint Club, out of Japan.
Okay, so those are the covers that I have on your PAFs.
Yeah, they're not bad. When I met Leo Fender, Leo and I knew each other face to face. When I met him, I said, I make pickups like you guys did in the 60s, 50s and 60s, when he used to work. When they built Fender music instruments in Fullerton, they built it next to a company called Race and Olmsted. That was a machine shop.
Right.
And so he would have the machine shop make the dies and punch out all the fibroid, Armalite's what they used back then, but fibroid now, and he would punch it out. Everything was made right there.
Right.
So we have punch presses and dies and die shoes, and that's how I make mine, same way he did. And I told him that when I met him, and he said, that's the best way. I think he was working with G&L at the time. My brother used to make Bakelite Covers, the old 54 and 5.
Yes, right.
And they wanted to know, would he sell them to me? I said no. He quit. He lost his job where he worked and made those. And they said, well, would you tell me the names of the people you bought them from or sold them to? I said no. They wanted to buy up as many as they could and put them on these 54 reissues they made a while back.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My little brother worked at an injection molding company, and that's where they made that. He made the 54 and 5 Bakelite Covers.
Yeah, the Bakelite Covers. Wow, that's great. That's awesome.
I had people say, how'd you get into this stuff? And I said, my dad worked for a guy named Bud Rowe. You ever heard of him? He had a company called DeArmond.
DeArmond, yeah.
Yeah. Dad worked there because he played guitar, and Bud didn't. And I had a 54 Strat in 1959, and I seen a Lake Placid blue Jaguar, and I wanted that color on my Strat, so I proceeded to take all the screws out of the pickguard, all of them, and lifted up the empty pickguard, and then reached in with my hands and pulled out the wires, and I broke the pickups. So I called my dad and said, can you fix it for me? He said, no. I said, I'll tell you what to do, and he told me. He said, but I can't do it. We don't have any jigs or anything to hold your pickups, to wind them. But that's how I got into it.
Oh, nice. That's a great story. Yeah, I always wondered how you got into pickup winding. What year was this? How long ago was this?
That was in 1959.
Wow, 1959.
Yeah, I started playing in 55, and my uncle played in New York, and he tried to get me up there to play. But hell, they had a lot of good guitar players when I went up there, so they didn't need me. But he went up there and played for a long time, God love him. I used to do work for the Burst Brothers, Andrew Berlin and Dave Belzer.
Oh, yes.
Remember them at the... Yep.
Yeah, those guys own the Dumble estate right now.
They do?
Yeah, Andrew Berlin, he owns the...
Yeah, Drew Berlin and Dave Belzer.
Yeah, that's right. I think they too
Now,
own...
Dave and I know each other face to face. Yes, and Kenny Fisher, I think I probably told you, Ken Fisher and I were real good friends.
Yes, you did. In fact, you also told me you own one of the amps, one or two or something.
I had two. Yeah, Kenny made me two.
Yeah.
They were gifts. And I still have one Express down there. I ain't played it in years, but it's down there. I've seen it.
Ooh, very nice.
I got all kinds of Fender amps and Marshall amps. And
you don't have any Dumble amp, right?
Stuff. No, I knew Howard.
Yeah.
But I never met him face to face. I talked to him. I was playing I called Guitar Center Hollywood Vintage, and was talking to Brian out there, and I was trying out pickups, and I was playing, and he said, "Who's that playing? Is that a radio station?" I said, "No, that's me." So they run it through the PA system, and that's how I got to talk to Howard Dumble.
Cool.
My wife, I got her playing bass, so if our family room was cleared out, Frederico, we could go down there. We had a PA set up and all that stuff, so we could play music of the night and just get up and walk out.
Yeah.
But now I've got it covered up and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's guitars down there. It's probably between the old guitars are at the top and the older guitars are at the bottom. I don't know how many guitars are down there, really.
Wow.
I don't know. Yes, there's 17 or 18 Strats. There's Jazz Masters, Jazz Bass, P Basses, Telecasters, all kinds of guitars.
Oh my God! Wow, that's incredible. And you mean everything between vintage and current models?
Well, I'm sitting beside one of the newest ones that I've got, and this was brand new guitar when I bought it. It's a 1978. Looks like Dakota Red Telecaster with a maple neck. It's an S8.
Beautiful.
So it's a 78. That's the one. That's the newest.
That's the newest one. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That is incredible.
And it's mint. It's mint and it plays great.
I always wonder because in my YouTube channel and my social media, everyone asks me all the time about your pickups. And it's like I've tried, let's say for a Stratocaster, I've tried so many pickups from so many winders. Nowadays there are like hundreds of people making pickups, and nobody really gets close to you, It's...
You know what it is? I've been doing it a long time, and I know what they're supposed to sound like.
Exactly.
And before you get your pickups or anybody else, I listen to them. Because I don't want anybody to get anything that I wouldn't like myself.
Exactly. And it's crazy, because I have turned a few of my friends into your pickups, and, they just wouldn't go back to anything else, just like me, I have your pickups in pretty much all my guitars.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I like what I do. I mean, I try to stay busy at it as much as I can, but trying to keep up with everything can be tough too. We have our wire made. I have the wire made to my specs, not what all these other guys get. So they just get whatever the company wants to make and sell, whether they buy it on eBay or wherever they get it from.
Yeah.
I have mine made.
Right.
Mine made a certain amount, a certain size, and a certain amount of insulation. That's the paint. Right. If you see the form bar, the yellow-colored bar, orange or yellow, that's paint. Mm-hmm. And then the plain enamels paint also, just different colors and different kinds.
Yeah, that one's also like bluish, purple.
Yeah, they run it through a bunch of heat lamps to dry it. And it might be, I don't know, 100,000 miles long, maybe.
Wow.
Yes. I had a guy there that made my wire for years. His name Bob Vine, and he was excellent at it.
I wanted to ask you about because we talked about the wire. What about the Alnico magnets? Everybody seems to be, advertising Alnico 3, Alnico 5, and, at the end of the day, the pickups end up not sounding anything like they're supposed to. I guess the alloys, most of these guys get are not really correct.
Good. Well, here's what happens. I'm going to tell you this, and then you'll understand why I don't use the covers.
Yeah.
Most all that stuff comes from China. Here's the secret. There is no more foundries in the United States that I know of. And to make a magnet, you have to have a foundry where you can melt steel.
Right.
And if you ain't got that, you ain't making no magnets in this country. So they get the magnets from China.
Right.
And I've had the Chinese call me and try to get my business, and I would get their stuff and then send it out to have it analyzed, and I didn't want it.
Right.
I didn't want any of the stuff that they made.
Right.
And they got kind of upset because I told them I didn't like their product. But Alnico 3s, you won't get no power out of that. That's a dead magnet between you and me.
Yeah.
And if they ain't got capacitive discharge chargers, they can't get nothing out of them anyway. You need. I think I got a friend named Lindy Fralin.
Yeah.
I ain't talked to Lindy for a while, but Lindy uses a horseshoe magnet to charge his magnets with.
I see.
I use a capacitive discharge charger. I have 2 of them.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, Lindy.
So
Lindy makes great stuff too. He's out here in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, I like Lindy. Lindy's a good guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's Lindy's went far. He's come real far, really.
Yeah.
I think Lindy used to teach. If I didn't teach, Lindy would teach. He would teach pickups with Dan Earlywine and Murphy and a bunch like that. But if I wasn't teaching, he was.
Very cool.
I think Seymour taught for a while. Lindy taught. I taught. A bunch of us taught that stuff. Yeah. Seymour's been around. When I seen one of the last times I seen Seymour Duncan play was at Beverly Hills Country Club in Southgate, Kentucky, and it was colder than hell. Seymour took a pair of gloves and cut the fingers out.
Right.
And had gloves on, and the fingers sticking through. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was cold,
that's
real
amazing.
cold. And I thought, did you ever try to play when it was cold? That's a feat.
Oh yeah, it's
tough.
Excuse my French. It's a pain in the ass.
Oh my God, it's worse than that.
Yeah.
Your fingers just refuse to move. They won't do anything.
Yeah.
Either hand.
Yeah, and then
left
people
or right.
And then people in the audience will think that you suck.
Oh hell yeah, you know that. And if you heard it, you'd say, "Man, that guy sucks."
Yeah, absolutely.
I played a lot of outside gigs, and they suck. Yeah. If I played an outside gig in the summer, I used a Marshall Major. You know what that is?
Yes, 200 watt.
That's a 200 watter. Yep. Then I sold it and bought a high watt 200 watter.
Yeah.
And then I sold that because it was too damned heavy to pack around, and wound up with a, what is it called? 100 watters. Marshall Major, not a Majors. I've got two of them still.
The Plexus.
Yeah, I got 200 watters. And they're good amps, but I don't play them anymore.
Right.
I've got Fender Twins. I got all kinds of Fender amps. I got all that stuff I've had for years. But, and with JBLs. You ever had an amp with JBLs?
Yes. Oh, they are magnificent.
They're heavy.
Yeah, and heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got two Marshall Super Leads, 100-watt Super Leads. They're great amps. People still like them. I guess they want to buy them and sell them. That's the name of the game, is buy this stuff and sell it.
Yeah.
I had a guy said he'd like to buy my grandma gave me a 1955 Esquire that she played in a tweed case, and I've still got it. Wow. I haven't seen it in 15 years.
Wow.
And some guy said, he said, I'll give you, if you want to sell it, I'll give you $50,000 for it. I said, I can't do that. It was a gift to mine. That's like Kenny Fisher gave me these amps as a gift.
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody wants to buy them off you.
Oh, I had a guy call and tell me, he said, I'll bring down $100,000 to buy that Express. I said, I don't want to sell it. So I'll give you $100,000 in cash and take it back with me on a plane. I said, no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
Nope. Kenny was a good friend and real good. I mean, I talked to him every day. We talked every day, and he got me in with John Bon Jovi and all that bunch.
Yeah.
Because he used to do. Who? Oh, yeah. They tried, let's see, John and Richie Sambroa tried to get me to come up to, they want me to play at Les Paul's birthday party. Said, we'll pay for everything, Jim. All expenses. All you got to do is show up.
Right.
I didn't.
You didn't? Why not?
They got a guy called Slash to take my place.
Oh, okay.
So that's another story.
Yeah.
And I think Keith Richards lives up that way, doesn't he?
Keith Richards, I think he has a house in Connecticut.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think some friends of mine up that way, he lived real close to Johnny Winter. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, he was real close. Mm-hmm. I think Edgar's still in Texas, but Johnny lived up in Connecticut also.
Oh, I see.
But the Rolling Stones, I talked to the guys there. I knew Daryl. Ron did work for Ronnie Wood on his Strat, and I made pickups for Daryl Jones for a long time.
Yeah, the bass player.
That's the bass player.
Yeah.
And then the guitar tech that worked for Daryl and Ronnie was named Dave Rose. Dave Rose went to work for Brad Paisley.
Well, that's really cool, Jim. Work for the Rolling Stones. That's
you get
amazing.
to know all these people. I knew Dallas Shue. That was with U2 and Kenny Loggins and all that bunch.
Yeah.
So you get to meet them. You get to meet these guys. They're just trying to make a living. I was telling my wife I did work for, what's the boy's name in Pink Floyd with the black Strat?
Oh, David Gilmour.
David Gilmour. Yeah, I did work for David.
You did work for him? Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
I did that through, what was the boy's name that died in Atlanta, Georgia? David Wilson. He had a company, he had a book called Tone Quest. And Gilmour used to reach out to David Gilmour. David Gilmour would reach out to David Wilson.
Uh-huh.
And David Gilmour had got a Les Paul with P90s. So yes. I made a set of P90s for him.
Yeah, that's right. And he's in the last tours, he's been playing Les Paul. I don't know. I think it's it might be a 52.
That's my pickups in that.
Wow.
So God love him. Yeah, I made this for David Gilmour, and he was telling me and David Wilson was telling me where they were going because he was doing a lot of work with him. Mm-hmm. But I used to do work for a lot of guys over in England.
Yeah.
Charlie Chandler has a music store there in England, and Charlie Chandler used to get our pickups. Of course, I think I told you, I made pickups for Tokai for a long time.
Yes.
Yes. I made pickups for Tokai for a long time, God love them.
During what years?
Yeah. Oh, God. What years was it, Sue? 90s? Late 80s and 90s, I did it for him.
Okay.
Matt Schofield seems to be pretty good on that also. You know Matt?
Yeah, of course. Matt Schofield is one of my biggest influences.
Yes. Yeah. Matt Schofield, I've done stuff for Matt.
Yeah.
Eric Johnson, Robben Ford.
Yeah.
Done stuff for Robben for years, and Eric, God love him.
Yeah.
I've got all their phone numbers, and I think Robben lives in Liverpool, England now.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm. And Eric, his studio is on Capitol Texas Boulevard in Austin. Yes, I get to talk to, and Eric wanted me to make the pickups for the Fender Eric Johnson model with a rosewood fingerboard.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I've done work for Fender before, and it's hard to get paid. Well, Bobby Deal, Mick Mars from Motley Crue, mm-hmm. Bobby Deal, John Cruz made 3 guitars for Bobby Deal. And John said, we'll make the pickups here. And he said, no, you won't. He said, I've been using Jim's pickups for 25 years, so I made the pickups for those guitars.
Oh, nice.
When Fender bought the name Fender, or when Bill Schultz bought the name Fender from Columbia Broadcasting, that's all he got was the name. He got nothing else. He didn't get any plants or anything like that. And I'll tell you something here. The Fender Parts department, if you had a Fender parts book, you could order parts for guitars, but you had to have the part number because they couldn't tell you. They said they didn't know what was what. Right. But at the Fullerton plant, you could call there and get parts. So I got a bunch of Jazzmaster parts because I was playing a lot of Jazzmasters.
Right.
So I bought a bunch of Jazzmaster and Strat parts. And the guy told me on the phone, he said, we've got brand new painted bodies that's never been put together here for Jazzmasters and Telecasters and guitars like that, brand new. I said, I'll take them all. I'll buy them all from you. And then Bill Schultz, who had bought the name Fender from CBS, he said, we are not allowed to sell anything with the name Fender on it.
Oh,
and the guitars had those Fender stamps in the neck area where the neck cavity was.
Yeah.
So they had to burn them.
Oh, wow.
They burnt those bodies.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yes.
But that's like I say, I got to talk to all these people, and they told me stories that would just blow you away.
Yeah.
You couldn't believe it. Did you ever pull with Gretches?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you ever hear of Duke Kramer and Fritzy? That's his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Duke. I used to go to Duke's house. He lived real close to me, and I go over there, and he tried to get me to go to work for Fred Gretsch Jr. So my wife and I, we flew in down to Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
And Fred, we flew in the airport there, and they have one runway, and they share it with the military. And so we walked over in the sand, got this couple birds all over our socks, to an airplane hangar, and that's where his office was.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. And that was it. His main plant was in Ridge Runner, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But Savannah is real close to the border there. But, that was an awful fiasco. Here's one for you. Yeah. I was standing next to Leo Fender when Dale Hyatt came in. You ever heard of Dale Hyatt?
Dale Hyatt, no.
He worked for Leo Fender at Fender and for G&L with Leo and George. Dale Hyatt came and got me and took me over there to meet Leo. Anyway, Dale or Leo. I was standing next to Leo when Fred Gretsch Jr. came over and said, "Take the name Broadcaster off that guitar."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had made a G&L Broadcaster, and a guy named Ray Flack, good guitar player, telly player. I think Ray's in Nashville now. He's English, but Ray Flack was playing the black G&L Broadcaster with a maple neck and a matching headstock. And Fred Gretsch Jr. said, "Take the name off, I'll see you." So Leo and George went looking for a printing company in New Orleans to print new literature. So they renamed the guitar the L.A. Caster.
Oh, I see.
And I have both. I have the original G&L Broadcaster information, and I have the G&L L.A. Caster. All that stuff.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
Yes,
Jim.
I kept all that. Yeah, I've kept all that stuff.
Do you know? Are you familiar with Two Rock amplifiers? The amplifiers that Matt Schofield plays.
Oh my God. Yeah, I hear from Bill all the time. He calls me all the time.
Oh yeah, Bill Krinard, exactly.
Bill Krinard.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Well, I had Robben Ford was playing a Nouveau Les Paul made by Taku Sakashta.
Oh yeah, and that guy got killed, a few years ago. Right?
Oh yeah, he was right there in that same strip mall that Bill and Joe were in.
Yes.
And so Taku's wife's called. You know where he is? Hell no, I'm in Kentucky. You're back in Petaluma. I don't know where in hell he is.
Right.
But because I used to make pickups for Taku.
Oh, you did too. Wow, nice.
Yes, I did. Made pickups for Taku. And what's the other boy's name out there that's a big repair guy in L.A.? Another Japanese boy. And I've talked to him, done work for him on the, and I can't, yeah, it's been a long time since I talked to these people, but there was another really good repairman, and I got him got his name from Robben Ford and, what the hell's the other guy Robben used to play with?
Yeah.
Plays a 335.
Larry Carlton.
Yes. Larry moved to Nashville, and that's why Robben went to Nashville. He used to live in Ojai, outside Santa Barbara, and he moved to Nashville.
Thank you so much for taking the call, Jim, and thank you so much for telling me all these stories. I appreciate so much the conversation and the stories, and once again, thank you so much for putting out a spectacular product, and for me, it's a pleasure, to use your products on my videos. And when I get questions from people about you, I always reply to every single one of them because, the way your product is incredibly good and you are, a lovely gentleman, that's, enough for me to continue to support your products. So I really appreciate the time.
It was great. I think you're playing. You play really good.
Oh, thank you,
great
Jim.
Player.
Thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate it.
You get a good tone. See, that's what knocks everybody out.
Yeah.
You know how to get a good tone.
Yeah, that's today's obsession among guitar players. I like to get the best tone I can.
Well, that's it, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's it. I've had people tell me when I was playing, man, you're getting a great tone. And I'm thinking that's a better compliment than saying you play better than Roy Clark.
Yeah.
I said, do I make the faces that Roy Clark made?
Yeah. No,
Roy
absolutely.
made some faces I don't think anybody could copy.
Yeah, you can't copy that.
It was great talking to you, Federico. Take care and don't do nothing stupid.
I won't. Thank you so much, Jim. Take care.
Keep up the good work. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. You too, Jim. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.